In this video we will talk about dictionary. Dictionary or dict. If we remember, list has elements and those elements have consecutive numeric positions. So let's say we have a list of A, B and C, and we can say that the position of the first element or the index of this first element is 0, 1 and 2. Now in dictionary we can use our own keys or our own positions. So we can have, for example, key 7 or key hello even, and so on. So basically dictionary can have elements which have custom keys. The key itself is immutable, so we can use data types like numbers, strings, tuple, but we cannot use lists, dicts or sets as keys. And dictionary is often used to represent mapping. So for example, if we have, for example, phone numbers, we can have a name and it points to a number. And then we can have different numbers and each number, different names, and all the names represent certain phone number. So some examples. So how to create a dictionary? There are 3 ways pointed out here, and all they are the same. So basically whichever I choose, I end up with the same result. And if I print out the comparison of those 3 dictionaries, I get the result true. So basically all those are equal. So every dictionary has 3 elements. 1 is a key and value is 1. So what happens is basically we get 1, this points to 1, 2 points to 2, and 3 points to 3. And this is my dictionary. It's represented by, for example, the easiest or the shortest way is to use curly braces here. So I just basically say that I have a key and what is the value? I can, using comma, I can have several keys and several values. Each key has to have value, and basically every value has to have key. So basically the dictionary is a key value pairs. So there are key value pair 1, 1, key value pair 2, 2, and key value pair 3 and 3. What we can do with dictionary? So we can count how many elements we have. So in this example we have 3 elements or 3 pairs. We can say 1 pair, 2 and 3rd pair. And to access a certain element, I can use the key as an index. So to get this element, I can say D and now have the key here. Here I have examples with keys as strings, but keys can also be numbers. So for example, I can have dictionary where I have 3, 7 and 4, and they point to A, B, C. So now if I want to know what's the value for 7, then I know it's P. And then I can access it by saying D at position 7 and so on. And now I can print it out, or I can also change the value as is shown here. So I just print out that the value is 1. Now I change the value to 5. So we can search from the dictionary, and if we do key in D or key in dictionary, we get the result whether this key is in dictionary or not. So for example, if I have the same example dictionary here, and if I ask whether 1 is in D, I get true, because we have this kind of key as 1. If I ask whether 0 is in D, then I get false because we don't have this key. And also if I ask whether 1 as a number is inside D, then I also get a false because it only searches for the keys. It doesn't search for the values. Now, as was mentioned, we have key here, and we have value here. So basically, dictionary contains of key-value pairs. To access only, for example, keys, we have a method called keys. What happens here is that if I print out d.keys, I get all the keys from this dictionary. And if you see here, there's those elements are not just printed out as a list, but it's printed out as dict keys. So this is a special data type. If I print out the type, there is a special function in Python with which you can use to kind of know what is the type for certain value, then you can use this. And if I print it out here, what is the data type for this keys result, then it shows that it's a dict keys. This is a special class in Python. But in the end, you can see it as a list or actually unmodifiable list. So for example, with this d.keys, you can loop over it. So you can have 4 key in d keys, and then you just work as with regular list or tuple or something like that. There's also values, which works pretty much the same. It just gives us the collection of values. And the class or the data type is a bit different. So here we have dict keys, here we have dict values. But the idea is the same. We can now loop over the values. And there is also items method, which gives us the key value pairs. And as you can see, this has the data type of dict items, but the dict items contains tuples. So this one is 1 tuple, this is the second tuple, and this is the third tuple. Yes, every pair is a tuple. Key is the first position and the value is in the second position. So here I would get, let's make it for that, I will get a tuple 3 and 3 as a number. So now I can work with this tuple, for example, get the key or value or both if I really want, and so on. Let's see the order or the data type for the dictionaries. The first thing is that order is not important. As you can see, we have 3 kind of different dictionaries, but actually the content is the same, just the order is different. So here I have the 3 in the first place, here I have 2 in the first place, and here I have 1 in the first place. But in the end, they are all the same for Python. So for dictionary, the order is not important. But what is important is the key data type. So here I have an example. Basically, I have a dictionary where 1 points to 1 and 2 points to 2. Now, if I create a new pair, basically saying that 1, but this is a number 1, not a string, points to 11 and 2 points to 22. So it is important whether you ask, we have a here, A1 and A1 as a string give you a different result. Especially if you even don't have, for example, in the first place, if you only had this original dictionary, and if you would ask this, you would get an error because there is no such key. Unique keys. Every key in a dictionary is unique. So I cannot have two key value pairs where I have the same key. That would be kind of pointless also. It would not be real mapping. So if I would have this 1 would point to 1 and 1 would point to 2, then it's already not the thing we are looking for. What we can do, if we really want, we can have a key to point to a list of values. Then I can say that 1 maps to different values. But the key itself is unique. For existing key, the value is overwritten. So if I, for example, try to add a new pair with an existing key, the original key is overwritten, or the value in position of this key is overwritten. So here is an example. I have a dictionary with only one element where the key is 1 and the element is 1. Now if I change or kind of try to add a element into a dict, but because I already have this key, the original one is changed. So it sees that I already have this key. Now it changes this value. If I don't have this key, the new key is added with the corresponding value. The values are not unique. So if I have, for example, dictionary where 1 points to 1, now if I want to add different key with the same value, there's no problem with that. I just get the new key here and I can have the same value here. So there is nothing strict about the values of dictionary. The value can be a dictionary itself. So here is an example. I have a training. So training consists of days, and every day has a dictionary of activities or trainings for that day. And this inner dict is basically a dictionary where I have a time and the activity at that time. If you use dictionary, you have to make sure that you won't need or you will not have the duplicate keys. So for example, if I have training, I cannot have 2 Mondays there. But to kind of solve this problem here, I have 1 Monday, but under the Monday I have a special kind of dictionary where I have all the activities on one day. So in the beginning, if you just think about it, for example, I have several activities on one day. For example, on Monday I have to run and I have to swim. Then it might seem not like a good idea to use dictionary here. But then again, if I really want to access later on, for example, a way to find all the activities for Monday, it's a neat way to use dictionary. I just solved this problem so that under the Monday I have also a dictionary where I have different values and it's or different times, and each time represents a certain activity. And for example, just to kind of get a certain value, I first use the dictionary training in position of Friday. This points me to this dictionary here. And now from this dictionary I ask what's the value of morning, and then I see that the value is yoga. And also I can add, for example, Thursday was empty, now I just add a new activity for this Thursday.